and we should be live. You are in the Moose, the Medicine Show Radio Moose Mobile. It's me, Rob Ellen, and trying a brand new concept tonight on IMTV. No special guest. At least we don't know if we have a special guest yet, because it's a kind of open mic thing. I'm going to just move on, play some music, then I will add a link to the chat frame. That link should be on my Facebook page anyway, and if you want to join me, you can join me here in the studio. If you've got a record you want to plug, if you've got a favourite song at the moment that you want to hear, or you would like other people to hear, we are hooked into 19 different channels this evening, which gives us a possible audience of in the region of 30,000 people. Not all with us at the one time, of course, but these shows do trip up to about 500, 1,000 in 2 or 3 days. So it is a powerful kind of promotional tool. We're here to promote independently minded roots music particularly, and as you know, we do what we can in that department. Let's get started. This is Kevin Dooley.
Old brother wind's been calling, calling on my wandering bones. Old brother wind's been calling on me, man, it's time to get good and gone. Old brother wind's been calling, train tracks and highway songs. Tonight this California zephyr is taking me far from home. Soulful whistle pouring from this midnight train, clickety-clack of the railroad track. Conductor calls out the names. There'll be stops along the wayside for a poet and a one-man band. Wings on my dollars and wheels on my shoes, and a six-string in my two hands. I'll be rolling with my brother wind. Old brother wind's been calling, echoes in the bottoms where the red fern grows. Old brother wind's been calling on me to go places nobody goes. Old brother wind's been calling, quiet lanes and
gets us underway on the Gas It Up Medicine Show, and your host Rob Allen here is holding that one back. We're not quite ready for that yet. It's a new concept for now. Be interesting how we hold it together. It is your show though. Basically, I'm here to promote and encourage live music, the best places possible. That it has been house concerts, community venues, and community festivals. We have been recently at 2 or 3 community festivals. We've had 2 house concerts and one seriously good pub gig and 1 gig in a community hall in the last month or so. So I'm going to revisit some of those gigs on the show tonight, revisit some of the music that we've been party to, as well as play some of the artists that we particularly here on the Medicine Show. One of those, and I should really mention this, we are on again for Belladrum this year, and we had the great pleasure of having Louise Goffin with us last year at Belladrum. Now, I have got a bit of video of her from Belladrum, so if you have a bit of patience, I'm going to go and have a look, see if I can find that bit of video. In the meantime, this is her brand new single, and it's... Everybody's got a story to tell, Louise Goffin.
Everybody's got a story to tell. story to tell. How long you been here at this bus stop? You know, I've been waiting here 20 minutes, and the first bus that came by drove right past me. Sometimes I feel like I'm just invisible. They just didn't even see me to stop. Of course, it's the middle of summer and it's a hot day, and I've got no water. Hey, where'd you come from? Where you born? I can't believe I just met you. I feel like I've known you my whole life.
Yes, indeed, Louise Goffin here on the Medicine Show. We'll call it that. It's the Gas It Up Medicine Show. And the idea being we broadcast some of the music that we have featured on IMTV just recently, and Louise Goffin did a house concert for us at Square Wheels House Concert, as well as play at the Moose Hollow stage at Belladrum, which was a serious delight. The album, the song is out. It's available on her website and all digital download streams. She co-wrote that with Dan Penn, no less, who's the gentleman that you saw at the end of the video there, and they recorded that in one take in Muscle Shoals and did the video in the same day as well, so quite an achievement, all of that. Well done. Louise Goffin, daughter of Jerry Goffin, of course, and Carol King. So the pedigree is strong, and fantastic songwriter if you haven't checked her out before. Okay, so we're off to California now in the company of Tremoloco, who are Tex-Mex in origin, and we are doing our very best to bring this. We're talking about Belladrum today, which would be a fantastic thing. This is the new single, which was exclusively revealed a month and a half or so ago here on IMTV. This is A Man Who Never Cries. Two secs. I'm just going to say this. If you look at, because this is your show as well as mine, there is a link on the chat frame. There it should be a chat frame on the page that you're viewing on, and you can click that link and come through to the studio and let me know what you want to hear. If you've got something that you want to plug yourself that is out and about and needs a bigger audience, we have 20 different channels broadcasting tonight's show, and if you tot all the followers up on those channels, we have a potential of 30,000 people that could well end up watching this video with Tremoloco.
As I sat down, a teardrop fell softly on the bar top. stranger. Well, I always thought that you never cry.
I wiped it away with my whiskey glass. Is there something you wanna ask? Shook my head so the blur would pass. Looked you straight in your good eyes. You've known me at my best, and have seen me at my worst. And I'll tell you something, darling, you can take it for what it's worth.
That's hard to swallow, like the moonshine in your eyes, coming from a man who never cries.
You forgot when you were the one, and it was you that was on the run. A burned out house and a loaded gun, and how you nearly lost that eye.
I recall maybe feeling once something akin or even close to trust, but you were always fresh out of luck in a drunkard's paradise.
You may as well have been from the plain, 'cause being cold runs through your veins.
Just look who's doing the talking. I'm not the one who brings the rain.
We tried to make it down to Texas, but the truck just up and died, like the dreams of a man who never cries. Just one time, well, I truly wish you could stop giving me so much shit. If you're leaving, then go on and get. Let me here to slowly die.
I didn't say I was gonna leave, so I'll have another if you please. I'll stick around and bring you to your knees, just for old time's sake.
I'm an honest sort of man, at least I try the best I can.
I ain't the prize for trying. I fired a shot and off you ran.
Still you're the one I'm bound to follow to the end of the line, laughing with a man who never cries, laughing with a man who never cries.
Tremendous stuff. That in itself should be enough to make you get down to your local honky tonk. See China Local when they get here. We're going to try and get them over next year. That's definitely on the agenda for next year. China Local, Tex-Mex, California come Houston style, and that was the man who couldn't cry from Tremoloco. Okay, we're moving on, and just a reminder that you can join this show as well. I'll show you how you can do that. I'll put this up so you can see the cover of Tremoloco's album. It's beautifully set up, and there you are. It is on Spotify, pretty much, of course. And what was it I was going to do? Forgotten. Yeah, I'm going to show you how to join the stream if you can, if you want to. That is in the chat frame. There is a link. That's the link, and you can click it on the chat frame, and it will bring you into the studio with me. I'll see you arriving and have a chat off air to see what it is you want to promote or plug. If it is available digitally on any streaming platform, I can go and get it, and we can listen to it and chat about anything really, particularly your music, if that is what you would like to do. Less impromptu at some point, because I think I'll do this on a regular basis. It seems like a good idea to me. There isn't enough outlets for independently minded music on traditional media, so let's do it on social media. I have this network which I've been building over the last few years while I've been travelling. 7 years on the road now in the Moose Mobile, and it is pretty effective, really, particularly for releasing singles and albums like we did for Tremoloco and Louise, but it's kind of there for everyone, really. It's a community resource, and if you're watching this, thank you. If you're enjoying it, please share. If you do the likes of that, your family fold, and particularly if you drop us a donation, then the whole system is at your disposal. Let's see what else we can bring in for you. That was Tremoloco. They're from California, and right, I want to show. Let's see. Let's do this. These guys were at Belladrum last year. They did a show from Inverness, and it's going to be going out on Nashville PBS television, which is pretty exciting. This is Have Guitar Will Travel World. Pretty much the concept of Mark Allen in Nashville. I'll tell you more about him when we have a look at the video.
Traveling down this open road, just me and you and the Holy Ghost. I hear the call, we're getting close. Around the bend there's a signpost to places, faces, through the moon and its phases. This melody keeps us alive. Half guitar will travel, half guitar will travel, half guitar will travel. I have guitar will travel. Yeah, absolutely.
Pop up. That was Andrew's.
Let's switch me on and talk this time. I haven't got access to any of the episodes just yet. However, I've seen 2 of them and they're magnificently well done. That is Have Guitar Will Travel World. Check them out on Facebook and on the internet. They are just about ready to release the entire first series to PBS television in the States, and I do believe that the Inverness show is the first one of those. They were at Belladrum. They showed that episode at Belladrum this year, and we look forward to all the other episodes as well. I think they're in Ireland at the moment, but they definitely have done Wales and have been round Switzerland. And yes, there's a couple more, and I can't remember where they are too. So good luck to Mark and Andrea on that project. It's a fantastic thing that they're doing for musical culture around the world. Have Guitar Will Travel World, and here's a man who knows how to travel, and we helped launch this album for him. It's been 3 months in the Euro-Americana chart and is in the top 5 at the moment, I think, of the airplay folk music airplay charts in America. It comes from C. Daniel Bowling. He has this old it's New Old Friends, the name of the album, and his old friend that is heavily involved in the album. In fact, they co-wrote all the songs with Tom Paxton, so you'll hear Tom Paxton on this track as well.
Way back to the start of 2nd grade, we met in the schoolyard where all the games are played. I was it, I tagged him, I guess I tagged too hard. He slugged me and there we were, rolling around the yard. You know we got over that, I don't remember how. We became the best of friends, that's all that matters now. Red's the only one still here of all my childhood friends. One by one they pass away, every good thing ends. Old friends last forever. Old friends don't fade away. Red and I played baseball, we sang tenor in the choir. We dated 2 Smith sisters, living high but aiming higher. We were close as brothers, and then one awful day, the draft board called his number, and the war took Red away. Red came back from Vietnam, a completely different man. He'd seen things he didn't think I'd ever understand. For a couple years we seemed to go our separate ways, till one tearful, beerful night we remembered better days. Old friends last forever. Old friends don't fade away. Red's been sinking slowly, we're not young men anymore. Memories seem sweeter than they ever did before. We're back there on that playground we both remember when I'd touch him on the arm and whisper, tag, you're it again, old friend. Last forever. Old friend, don't fade away. Old friends last forever. Old friends don't fade away. Old friends last forever. Old friends don't fade away. Old friends last forever. Old friends don't fade away. Old friends last forever. Old friends don't fade away.
Yes, indeed. But two old friends there, and I need to just make sure it's not going to play the next track. And it did. Of course it did. We'll be coming back with some another old friend of the Medicine Show, Brian Kalanick. And for that, we would congratulate our Moose sister in Canada, because the Moose has a sister in Canada. Her name's Ruth Purvis Smith, and we've travelled much of America together in the American Moose, which I'll put a photo of up. Let me see if I can do that right now, seeing I'm thinking about it. I've got Ruth's video for you, and then we'll have a bit of Brian Kalanick. We are broadcasting the Gas It Up Medicine Show with a view to getting a tank of gas to get us to Glasgow. So if you are feeling generous in that regard, there are QI codes, and I'll put the PayPal direct link up for you to peruse and use at your leisure. Okay, let me see if I can get the photo of the... Yeah, I'll find that for you. In the meantime, here's Ruth. Oh, we won't need the photo because... I'll tell you why we won't need the photo, because the old Moose, the American Moose, features heavily, in fact takes a starring role in this stellar Star Wars meets Star Trek video. It's a mashup, ladies and gentlemen. It's a science fiction mashup, and this is Ruth Purvis Smith.
Captain
Turk. Instead we got Darth Vader. He's not my father, he's such a jerk, but the truth all comes out later. When the empire's looming and comes afoot, the hero always saves us. Luke Skywalker had a bad car crash, didn't matter that he was famous. Now we're waiting for the captain, and it ain't gonna happen. But if you can set a course and try to take a side, see where the force in you resides. See where the force in you resides. Everybody wants to be a Jedi Knight, those guys that never get hurt. Nobody ever wants to be that guy out in the front in the red shirt. Princess Leia made her get away with the help of R2-D2. He's stuck down in sick bay, can't fly the ship with the flu. Now we're waiting for the captain, and it ain't gonna happen. But if you can set a course and try to take a side, see where the force in you resides. See where the force in you resides. Now we're waiting for the captain, and it ain't gonna happen. But if you can set a course and try to take a side, see where the force in you resides. You see where the force in you resides. You see where the force in you resides. Yeah, you see where the force in you resides.
So that's Ruth Purvis Smith, our Moose sister in Canada. She's in Calgary, Alberta, and she assures me the van is roadworthy and ready again. So I've news, and this is how you can help me and Ruth as well with this news. Before that, though, she's off to Focal Lines. Won't make it this year, I don't think. Maybe. However, she's been invited to the Alberta room to represent Calgary at Focal Lines in Kansas City. So she is going to do the trip that we did when we got the van 4 years ago now. 5 actually. Is it 5? Anyway, it came up my Facebook. I think it's 5 years. We set out in a blizzard the worst blizzard that Calgary had in recorded history. So you can imagine how that was. We hit the road and drove down to the border, which was a day's drive anyway. It's a big old continent, that one. Got across the border and drove down through Montana and Wyoming and a bit of Utah and into Kansas and Kansas City. Visiting some friends along the way, doing what the Moose does, highlighting some gigs, particularly in Boulder and Colorado. Did we do that in that? Yes, we did on that trip, and then down to Kansas City. We also started another trip. Well, that Kansas City trip, we just kept going. We met good folks that supported us all the way, and we got through Memphis, we got through the Ozark Mountains, we got down to Memphis and on to Nashville, East Nashville, down through Alabama, visited Hank Williams' grave, got all the way down to New Orleans, and didn't get enough time to spend there really before we had to get to South by Southwest in Texas, and we stravaiged all across the whole country, as well as down to Galveston from our base in Austin, Texas. That was the first American Stravaig. I'm going to get to the point and tell you about the third American Stravaig. But the second one took us, again, Ruth and Joe drove down from Alberta, picked me up in Boulder in Colorado. We drove up over the mesa, we drove up over the Rockies, spent a night or two, no, actually all weekend at Applefest in Cedar Edge with David Starr before being invited to Far West, that is the Folk Alliance Conference, in LA. That we didn't know we were going to do that. That was an invite, came to us on the road, as did invites to fest. This is how the Moose rolls. We get people find us. I let them know on social media where the Moose is going to be, and they see it as a good idea that we come perhaps a day or two early, get some promote, get some publicity into their event, whatever size, no hall too small, basically. We'll go and we'll publicise for the sake of a donation and for the sake of the music itself. We'll go and publicise it. I have two events that I want to tell you about. Let's cut to the chase right here. From now, I have decided that we are going to get back stateside, and I'm going to rejoin the journey in the way it was envisaged in the first place. This time, drive down through the Appalachians. I'm in the Highlands of Scotland at the moment, which is the same rock, geologically speaking. So this is why I'm particularly inspired to get this whole concept off the ground. Not for next year. Well, this time next year, I want to be in Canada. Hopefully have traversed Canada. Maybe I've been invited to a music conference in Nova Scotia. So that's going to be the starting point. Celtic Colours is on at that time. Then, if the good Lord's willing and the American government are willing, we're going to travel from Canada down to New Orleans on the East Coast this time. The idea being that we'll be funded properly. Not that I'm not appreciative of any donations that come in this way. It's too haphazard, and became a cropper. I won't go into that story, but if you see me on the road, I'll tell you what happened. We came a cropper basically because I thought we could do it all by ourselves. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to approach some funding bodies to see if this is a good idea, and this is the idea. We pick up Scottish, European artists, but starting with Scottish artists, and introduce them to these festivals that we're introduced to. And if they've got, say, 10 days spare, they can moose with me. And the American moose is a bit bigger, it's a bit more of a challenge than this one. But the American moose has has 3 beds, and can easily sleep that many. So a couple of people, me and the moose, invited to house concerts, which I'm going to set up in advance this time, and festivals and community events and house concerts. Did I say house concerts? Probably do. I love house concerts. That will get us down through the Appalachians, and we have a great many friends who I've worked with in the Highlands, because I got known for putting on American acts here. It was a pilgrimage to traditional American acts to come to the Highlands for many years. And when the Americans come here, they always say to me, listen, if you ever do get to America, call by, we'll put you up and look after you. So that basically is how I got around America, taking them up on that very generous offer. So we've got folks that I will be getting in touch with on the East Coast in the next couple of weeks or so, that I will set up gigs and this tour for us, or have offered to help anyway. So I'm going to take them up on their offer and hopefully establish a community arts company to go for funding to make this work. However, your donations at any time will help me get this started and keep the Medicine Show on the road. Gas up the tank, Medicine Show. So please do gas up the tank. There's your PayPal link on your screen. It is in your chat frame on the page that you're viewing on. Every page that is IMTV page has got a PayPal link as well. Top right left hand corner, you can see a QI code there, and I'll just bring the other one up as well so that is all apparent and on your screen right now. Okay, time for a couple more here on the Medicine Show, the Gas It Up Medicine Show, and let's go off to Houston in the company of my very good friend, actor of all things medicine. He was at the Pot and Shed stage this year, 15th anniversary of the Pot and Shed stage at Belladrum this next year, and the 20th anniversary of Belladrum itself. I was in with the bricks with that one. Brian, I think it's been at 2 or 3 of those. He's always welcome, a fantastic character. He runs a community website. He does that too, but a community record label in Houston, Texas, and keeps a revolving door for musicians coming through Houston. And did organise some gigs for us when we were there, for Ruth Purvis Smith, who you just heard, and is very supportive of the whole scene. I've met a lot of people through Brian Kalanick. He is old school Houston royalty in very many ways. This is from his brand new album, which is enjoying its 4th month in the Euro Americana chart just now, and was just Record of the Week with Frank Hennessy on BBC Wales just the other Sunday. So that is indeed. What's this? I would love, you know what? I'll just make up my mind that we'll start with that tomorrow. I'm going to do this again. This is the Gas Up the Medicine Show, and you are with me, Rob Ellen, in the European Moose Mobile. We are on this side in our at Hame in the Heelands Stravaig, and hoping with your help and generosity to turn the Hame in the Highlands to on the road to the Central Belt and get down to Glasgow. I need to get there to talk to some folks that will help us get back into America. So that is the goal. That is the raison d'etre for this show being on air. And I'm just going to plug away at it. Why don't I? Let's pull that out. And there's me. So I'm just going to plug away at it, and with your help, and if the creek is willing, we will next year be back in the American Moose Mobile, and I want to get down to Houston as well to see Brian Kellenek and some more of our friends and make new friends on the road. The idea is that we take Scottish artists who love American music moosing with us in America. I think I know how to do it. I do know how to do it, but I need it to be funded properly this time. And there's two artists that I need to make sure get to America as a priority that didn't the last time we tried it for another reason. Anyway, that's by the by. I am going down to Glasgow to not only talk to a few folks that might help us do this, but also because I've been invited, get this, to Richard Jobson and Martin Metcalf in Howwood on Friday, rubbing his hands. I've never met Richard. Richard Jobson is from where I was born. I was born in Dunfermline in Fife. You might, wait a minute, there you go, just to prove it. Dunfermline Athletic. Putting my finger in the right place. Dunfermline Athletic. Bound for glory. So I wonder if they're playing Saturday. I wonder if they're home. I haven't even looked. I'm so enthused by the thought of getting down to talk to some folks and getting this Medicine Show on the road for America next year. I could be the Howwood to Hollywood Stravaig, more likely the Mount Florida to Florida Stravaig. Please do help me. Donate now. That'll get me to Glasgow. I need a tank of gas to be sure of getting there, and the only way that I can hope to do that is to encourage you to support the Medicine Show, and you can do that with a QI code that is on screen now, or the PayPal button that is on the page you're watching from. We are completely publicly funded, so please do help the Medicine Show Radio and IMTV Mobile stay mobile. Like and share these videos if you do indeed like them. The Medicine Show, as I said, is completely publicly funded at the moment. So it is reliant at the moment on your generosity. I do appreciate it. Okay, we're going to play out with the theme music. Gives you an idea of all the different things that I'm involved in and have set up to help independently minded music. It's an extensive list. Then at the end of that, you'll find me in the company of the wonderful Mark Mulholland, who is himself a well-travelled and seasoned music provider as singer, songwriter and catalyst. He's just back from Mali. I had a fabulous time with him in Greece at Womex a few years ago. It was pretty much Mark and that time down there that got me started on this whole living in a van shenanigans. And I hooked up with him at the start of this Stravaig in the Highlands at Ullapool on the worst night of the year so far. It was bucketing down. You can hear the rain clattering off the moose, but also you'll get to hear his beautiful guitar stylings and some of his fascinating story, how he's been recording with the likes of Ali Fakatour, the griots in Gambia, Franck Etienne in Haiti, Polymoth, and extraordinary poet and playwright artist that he is. That's coming up after the theme music. Again, thanks very much, guys. Thanks for joining us. Please do like and share, and join me tomorrow night. I don't know where I'll be, actually. I'll be down the road somewhere, I'm sure. Join us for the Gas Up the Medicine Show at 8 p.m. That's me, just over an hour, so that's perfect timing. So thanks for joining us in the Health and Happiness Hour. The Medicine Show Radio Moose Mobile. We are in Ullapool, all set up. Blustery Ullapool, well stormy up here. We're in the west coast, the northwest of Scotland, and at a Mark Mulholland gig. Everything's here apart from Mark, but I'm reliably informed he's on his way. So what I thought we'd do, rather than hold up the broadcast and lose this slot on Restream, I'm going to play a bit from the album as a preview to Mark. Mark and I go back a long way, actually. I was counting the years. It was 2008, and we met here, not at this pub, but we met at the Arch, where I was doing a radio show here in Ullapool for Lochbroom FM, and we were doing gigs, regular gigs at the Arch Inn here in Ullapool. Incidentally, there's a gig at the Arch Inn tonight, so I'm going to maybe have a look in that a bit later on. Davy Curran's playing in the Arch Inn. Mark Mulholland, however, is here at the Argyle Hotel, and I think about 9 o'clock that will start, so we are a bit early. I like to get a bit of a preview in before the gigs actually happen, give people a chance if they're in the area, and if you are, please do come along and see Mark. Join us at the Argyle Hotel this evening. Mark Mulholland, originally Glasgow. He's definitely a Scot, but how long it is since he's lived in Scotland is anybody's guess, really. At the time I met him, he was in Berlin. Interesting character. I think he's in Paris at the moment, but we worked together recently. Something's happening. I'm getting notifications I'm ready to start, but I have started. I was working with Mark in 2013. He was in Haiti at that time. He was in charge of the music cultural program in Haiti. There's a car arriving now, so what I'll do is I'll play, you'll like this anyway, I'll play one of his songs from the new album. The album's Revolutions Go in Circles. It's really interesting. He recorded it in, not in Haiti, this one, the last one he did. This one he recorded in Mali and used a lot of Malian musicians, African griots and the like on that. So I want to talk to him about that. I want to really catch up with what he's been up to, and we'll get him in just a minute. Let's put some music on.
Who was walking to Africa. You would see it in a couple of days. Then I got a glimpse about the rainbow shadow. Met Jack Kerouac on the way. I'm moving on. I'm moving on. I'm moving on. So won't you listen to my song? Listen to my song, moving on. I met Overland on the banks of the Seine, and I listened to his melancholy saga. I saw Federico Lorca on his little black horse on the way to Granada. Listen to my song, moving on. Met John Steinbeck east of Eden, saw Bob Dylan at the gates, and as I passed by Innisfree, I caught in WDA. Listen to my song, moving on.
Technical difficulties.
Quixote, Sancho and Rocinante. Played my guitar at a dusty bar somewhere near Alicante.
Actually, beers are that side, and that's
I'm moving on. I'm moving on. I'm moving on. So won't you listen to my song? Listen to my song, won't you listen to my song, moving on, moving on.
That's Mark Mulholland. Revolutions go in circles, so they do, Mark. This seems like a... We've got Mark with us, and the Moose, and a nice audience as well. Thanks for joining us, guys. This is a bit of a circle rejoining itself, isn't it?
I was trying to figure out when it was last I saw you.
I think I figured... The last time I saw you, that's a difficult one as well. It was at your dad's place.
Yeah, with
Frank
Etienne. Yeah.
And was Alistair there?
Alistair Gray was there as well.
Jeez. God.
Sadly no longer with us.
I know, hey. I mean, that was... And we've actually had some apocalyptic nights together down there.
Indeed.
And days and mornings and mornings after as well. We'll go into that. That night with Alistair and your dad and Frank Etienne, my French is rotten. My Haitian Creole is even worse. I mean, I equated that at the time. I was overawed with those characters, of course, because they're overawing characters. Your dad as well, of course.
He sends his regards.
He does. Well, it's lovely. Yeah, and I would like to... We're just catching up, guys.
Yeah.
I haven't seen you since then. When was that?
That would have been 2014.
2014. It would be, yeah. So that's not long after we were out in Greece together,
no,
then?
Yeah.
About a year after that.
Yeah.
And you were heavily involved with the Haitian music.
Yeah. I did an album with Frank Etienne.
Yeah.
For those who don't know him, is what the great poet, playwright, novelist,
a polymath,
yeah, painter
as well.
He's on the short list for the Nobel Prize in Literature and stuff.
I mean, he stuck it out through the hard years when they were murdering artists.
Yeah, and he managed to slip his criticisms in by them being veiled in all sorts of metaphors and
that, and the fact he was so popular, he was pretty much untouchable. So that's us in your kitchen in 2014. I felt, what I felt it was like sitting in on Robbie Burns and on his travels around the Highlands with, it was a historic time for me anyway.
That was great. And we had no idea whether Frank and Alistair would get on or not, because they were quite similarly.
It could have been a silverback moment, couldn't it?
Eccentric characters, but they became best of pals.
I know. And your dad, it was your dad's vision on that one, wasn't it?
Because he was a friend of Alistair's for many years, and I introduced him to Frank in Haiti.
He put on an exhibition. Has your dad still got the gallery?
He has, yeah.
Wow.
It's moved off the main street. It's now in the back in the lane behind where it was before. But it's still going.
Where is that?
In Finiston on Argyle Street, the hidden lane.
Because your dad, he just more or less cleared out everything in the gallery and put on 2 exhibitions in one go and hoped that it'd work. Yeah. And it was amazing. Yeah, amazing. And nice that he's done that particularly on the tragic circumstances that followed with Alistair. That might have been Alistair's last exhibition, or close to it.
Close to it, anyway.
Yeah. I mean, Alistair to Scotland is what Frank Etienne.
Yeah, this was the idea that we had.
Yeah. So and I got to be part of that, and I have to thank you for that.
A great evening.
And
the other album that I did in Haiti was with Tony Allen, the great Afrobeat drummer, who's Fela Kuti's drummer, invented Afrobeat.
Yeah. So we're going to go on to Africa. Let's store that up in classic. And we've still got an audience, so that's lovely. Thanks for staying with us. We'll store that up as a cliffhanger. We're going to talk about your time in Africa, which is us really catching up to this time as well. So it's lovely to find you. I haven't had a
chance to tell you all these stories.
I know, and we've got at least a whole night to do that, but we've got this for the next 20 minutes. Would you give us a song from the album? We've got Mark Mulholland with us, ladies and gentlemen. What a treat. In a bit of a rush, Mark, but we'll get there.
Here's one from the same album that you just heard, the opening track.
Yep, no, we need that.
It's called Filling Up the Silence.
Conversations flicker around me in the gloomy candlelight. In the corner of a cafe on a cold October night, just sitting saying nothing, 'cause I've got nothing much to say. By filling up the silence, does it make it go away? Drunken face across the table keeps on asking me to sing. If I can entertain him, he'll buy me another drink. But I haven't got it in me, I don't want to anyway, 'cause I've done it all too often. Got nothing much to right at the moment, it's just about all I've got. Just sit and say nothing, 'cause I've got nothing much to say. Just by filling up the silence, doesn't make it go away.
Fabulous. That's Mark.
Thanks.
I've been enjoying the album, Mark, I have to say.
cheers.
I mean, you've always been... I'm going to switch this off. This isn't necessary. Got a background noise there, and I apologise for that. We have got an audience as well, so thanks.
Great.
Thanks for joining us. Ruth is with us there in Calgary, so nice to have Ruth with us as well. So there is a chat frame. I'm going to put Ruth's little greeting up there for us. Hi, Ruth. There is a chat frame. I can do that, so if you have any questions for Mark, you can pop them in the chat frame. Not every page, and we've got a good spread over all the pages tonight, but not every page is wired into the chat frame. However, if you go to the Moose page, then that one is. I know that for a fact. If you have a burning question for Mark, my burning question is Africa.
Yeah,
that must have been fabulous.
It was, yeah. It was,
again, you got right in about the local music.
Yeah, well, Haiti kind of opened the door to go into Africa.
Yeah.
It kind of seemed like a logical next step, and as I started mentioning, already did a project in Haiti with Tony Allen.
Yeah.
Tony Allen and a bunch of Haitian singers and
Remind me
percussionists.
who Tony is, and apologies.
He's the drummer of Fela Kuti's band. He also did various projects with Damon Albarn.
So was he out in Haiti?
We invited him over and did a project with a bunch of Haitian percussionists and singers, and it was kind of weird mixture of Afrobeat, voodoo, psychedelic electronica, which I don't know if anybody's done that combination before.
As you do.
And then after that moved to Mali for 4 years, and there's so many incredible musicians there. I ended up playing with people like Toumani Diabaté, Cheikh Tidiane Seck, Afel Bokoum.
You've got Cora on this album. I haven't looked at the credits yet. Was that Toumani Diabaté?
Toumani plays on one song on the album. He also played on another song on the Alba Griot Ensemble album, which was an album that mixed.
I saw some of the video coming through.
Yeah, that and that one's actually we're going to re-release that one shortly as a vinyl, but the Alba Griot album was kind of the follow-up from the project that I did with Big Words. That
the Hurricane.
Waiting for the Storm.
Yeah.
So it was myself and Craig and Hannah's.
You're going to get a chance to see Craig?
I haven't managed to get a hold of him this time, but hopefully catch up with him soon. So we ended up the Waiting for the Storm was it was kind of based on sort of British Celtic folky tradition.
Yeah.
And then when I moved to Bamako, I found that that repertoire married really well with the mondang stuff. So I was working with my friend Yakuba Sissoko.
Yeah.
Round about the time that myself and Craig and Hannah started thinking about assembling songs for a new album together. So we ended up we did a sort of home and away legs of the recording. Brought Yakuba over to Scotland. Wasn't very nice of me to bring him from West Africa to Scotland in December.
You did that.
At one point he said we did a recording session up in Craig's house in Ford. And at one point it was actually all 3 roads to the village were flooded and we couldn't actually get out.
He's in Loch Gilphead as well.
And at one point Yakuba said to me, "You know, my brother, in your country the sky is so low that if you leave the house you have to lower your head." Which kind of like it is today, actually.
It is pretty much today.
But so we mixed Celtic and Mondang traditions, and we had people like Tony Allen played drums on 3 of the songs. Toumani Diabaté played kora.
It's an amazing thing.
Yeah.
And, you know, first observation, and then we get into it spreading out, and to have kora playing on a reggae track as well. I don't know if I've heard that before. And you did that.
Yeah, and with an Afrobeat drummer.
It was also very reminiscent of where we met in the first place. There was a lot of $2 bash in there.
Yeah.
There was quite a lot of Appalachian stuff feeding into it as well.
Yeah. My friend Sean Condren, who's an American musician that I met in Prague and was part of the extended $2 bash family.
It was quite a family as well,
yeah.
wasn't it?
Sean plays. On the song that I just played live there, Sean does some fantastic banjo on it.
So right, I'm going to put up the Mark's playing this very evening. We'll get another song in a minute, Mark. Just have a wee think along those lines. Let me see if I can find the appropriate graphic. And thanks for joining us, guys. Thanks for being with us. This is the Argyle Hotel this very evening, and I'm not sure what time you're on now.
9 apparently.
9. So that is in Ullapool. If you're in the area, you'd be very welcome to join us. Of course, it's free at the door, guys. Just come along and enjoy some wandering. Should you tell some stories? You're bound to have some stories between the songs as well. It's a delight to see you, Mark.
Yeah.
And
same as that.
it was it came. I was in this area anyway, but it came about because I was thinking, I wonder if there's anything on in Ullapool, and it was like a double take. My goodness, that can't be true. It is the 13th. It is this year. I'm going. So here we are.
Yeah.
Fabulous. So Mark and I got to get out to Thessalonica in Greece, and you were working with the Malian guys at that time.
No, that was...
No,
that
you
was
were
the
working with the
Haitian-
Haitian guys at that time. And we were at Womex for that, and did the famous, well, at least in my small corner of the world, a famous broadcast actually on national Greek radio.
Yeah.
And all across Europe from which at some point I will put up. I podcast that, so I'll put that up for folks to have a listen to at some point.
Yeah, listen to that again.
No, so that's it. That's what got me started in this whole living in a van idea. I didn't want to do anything else when I got back from that trip. It was like, because I drove down, you just flew in, of course, and had a hotel and everything. And we met up at the opening party, and then did this radio show the next morning. And from that, I got invited to Folk Alliance in America, and that opened the door for me through America as well. And it all started with you and Craig and Troon. It did.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I played at Folk Alliance 3 years ago with my friend Sean Condren, who I was just talking about. I played banjo in that last song.
Where were you?
In New Orleans.
Oh, you got to New Orleans.
That was fantastic.
I was spitting teeth. I couldn't get. Other reasons as well. I'm hoping, maybe not this year, but next year I'm hoping to get back over to America and get some travelling done.
Yeah.
So back to the album. What song do you fancy playing for us?
I was actually thinking of one from the Albagrio album, since we're talking about Bamako. This is a song about Bamako. It's about the River Niger, and it's called Northwind. Watching the great river as it flows up to the bend. On a hazy afternoon, let's take it slow. The sun is beating down on the bustle of the town. Tell me, river, what you know. Gusty wind is blowing in from the desert to the north, carrying whispers on the breeze, whispers of peace, whispers of war. And the days slip by like water, which flows under the bridge. Live each moment once and let it go. And you have to seize each chance, and the magic of the dance. 'Cause when the music's going to stop, you never know. A dull explosion rocks the night. There's panic in the street outside. Blind confusion, sudden flight. Heartbeat racing, looking for a place to hide. Gusty wind is blowing in from the desert to the north, carrying whispers on the breeze, whispers of peace, whispers of war. Tell me, river, what you know.
Beautiful, Mark. Thank
Thanks,
you.
Rob.
That's Mark Mulholland in the Moose, the Medicine Show Radio Moose. We're having a little preview to tonight's gig in the Argyle Hotel in Ullapool. If you're in the area, please do come along. Internet isn't great in the pub. I will try and broadcast live if we can. That would be nice. Otherwise, and I'll do this anyway, I'm going to record a couple and we'll maybe have a Mark Mulholland special at some point on INTV. Interesting. I mean, I love talking to you about the roots of music because you've been to the places where the roots have sprouted up from.
Yeah.
Your playing style always has been reminiscent of Bert Jansch and John Renbourn and that very British style of blues playing. Does that equate directly back to the African where the blues comes in any way?
I mean, I remember shortly after I arrived in Bamako, going to see a concert by an amazing old singer, guitar player called Boubacar Traoré, Karkar.
Is he electric?
No, acoustic guitar, usually just with a calabash. And he plays with an amazing French harmonica player called Vincent Buchet, who actually plays on one of the songs in the album as well.
Oh, yes. There's some really nice harmonica. I thought that was you.
No, I can't play harmonica. On the album, it's mostly Matt the harp from $2 Bass.
Yeah.
But there's one song which the Walk a While which has Toumani Diabaté on it.
Yeah.
And,
that's a great track. I think that's the one that bounced out.
Yeah.
I'll play out with that one.
Yeah. But I remember watching Karkar and thinking that not only is it the sort of distilled essence of the origin of blues, but it was also the sort of distilled essence of the origin of flamenco.
Okay.
Because flamenco came from the sort of North and West African influence coming up to Spain.
Yeah.
But it's definitely
that's a really interesting fusion.
Yeah. And then you also have all of the sort of Tuareg type sort of desert blues stuff. I ended up producing a couple of albums in Bamako. One by Tammy Crest, who are a great younger. In a bit in the style of Tina Rewan, but younger band, and so I produced their second last album, Kidal, and I also co-produced.
So you got studio access where you were there.
Yeah. I also co-produced and recorded the last album by Athel Bokum, who's an amazing old singer, songwriter, guitar player who worked with Ali Farka Touré.
It's really important work. Yeah, it's really important work you do.
I'm probably starting next month working on helping finalise the new album by another great Malian singer-songwriter, guitar player, Samba Touré.
Another Touré. Is that a musical term, Touré?
No, it's just a name. But you have various, it's kind of like clans.
Yeah. And they can trace through the male line, can't they? They can trace music all the way.
Yeah, I mean, Toumani Diabaté and his brother Sidiki, Madou Sidiki, his son is Sidiki, but Toumani and Madou are the 71st generation of kora players in the family.
They've got an important job as well because they conduct marriages and funerals and all sorts of stuff.
And I mean, I remember having rehearsals with Madou, and he'd call me up and say, "Oh, I'm really sorry, I have to cancel the rehearsal for tomorrow because I got a call from the president's office and there's a visiting head of state and I have to go and play for him."
Yeah,
so he's still fulfilling the ancestral role.
Yeah, but on an international scale, beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. And the griots are just, I mean, I've worked with three, and it's been the pleasure of my life. They're just lovely. They've got life sorted.
Yeah. The first time that I met Toumani Diabaté, I was introduced to him, and I'd already played with Madou, his brother. So I was introduced to him, I shook his hand, and he said, "I believe we have to play music together." And I said, "Well, that would be a great honour." And he said, "Well, I have a gig next month. Learn off one of the songs from the last album, and come and play it with us.
And you were in the band.
So I came along at the sound check and said, okay, if you still want me to play, I learnt off one of the songs.
Yeah.
I said, oh yeah, sure, yeah, great. Shortly before we went on stage, he said, by the way, I've changed the key and the tempo is a little bit different from the record.
I know.
And I'd done it in an open tuning that I couldn't stick a capo on, so I had to transpose everything in an open tuning in front of 300 people. And I sort of struggled through it, managed to more or less get away with it. And Toomey's just sitting there with a little smile on his face. But it was a test which I managed to make it through. Then after that, we did loads of stuff together.
Nice. Yeah, nice. So, talking to Mark Mulholland, he's where are you these days? Are you back in
these days?
Paris?
In central between central France and Tunisia.
Ah, well, that's most of France.
But we're not really in Paris anymore, but based in a small town on the Loire called La Charité-sur-Loire, where we have various projects. But Corinne, my wife, who you know as well, she's now running a cultural centre running a cultural centre in Sousse, in Tunisia, about an hour and a half south of Tunis.
Okay.
So I'm back.
So you can go back and forth from there.
It's a bit easier than our previous posting, which was in Maputo, Mozambique, which is a fantastic place, but logistically a little bit complicated for coming backwards and forwards.
So you're still gainfully employed, and so is Karina by the look of it. So it's wonderful work that you both do. She's a cultural attaché for French.
Yeah, well, she's at the moment she's the director of the French Cultural Centre in Sousse.
Beautiful. So it's good work, and France is really advanced in its thinking towards artists and artistic thinking in comparison.
Yeah, although they seem to be going a little bit backwards.
I think we're all going backwards in that regard. So that's a win getting up here. We're in Aleppo, and
good to see that Scottish weather remains constant.
Yeah,
it hasn't changed since I left.
Yeah, some things stay the same as well. So I'm going to let you get away to and help you get all set up and everything for the gig, of course. One or two little mentions there. Esther is there, just tuned in. Nice end of work and treat. Thanks, Rob. That's the end of the work week treat you're supplying for Esther Brennan. That's lovely. And she's also saying gorgeous guitar and song.
Well, thank you, Esther.
And I would agree with her as well. So, we've got a chat frame and maybe 5 or so minutes left, guys. So anything there, I'll catch up with it later on. Mark, should we play out with something from the album? Is that a good idea?
Walk Away?
Yeah, I would like that if I can find my phone. If you can hear it above the rain. You got your raincoat with you?
I did bring an extra coat. Last time I came to Scotland, I made the mistake of forgetting about the fact that extra layers would be needed to dash to the shops the first day.
It's just been the last few weeks, actually. Well, that serious rain that hit us.
Well, I'm glad that I missed last weekend. Well,
yeah. Did you just fly in?
No, I drove up from France on Tuesday.
Oh, was that easy?
It was fine, but the weather was lovely until I started approaching the Scottish border, and then this black cloud just came down to ground level.
It happens the whole time. I don't know why.
As we passed the sign saying "Welcome to Scotland," it started pissing rain.
So the album's out. Revolutions Go in Circles.
Yep.
We've played one track, Moving On, which is the current single.
Yeah.
I believe. I shall put your information on screen for everyone so they can find out where to find the album.
It's obviously on all the streaming.
Oh yeah, it'll be on all.
As well.
You find the album wherever you find your music these days, but if you want to find the album, buy it to support the artist directly, which is always advisable. markmulholland.net. Please do. Jump on Mark's Facebook page as well. I'll put our Facebook page up as well. Tell us a bit about this song then. You said something.
Well, this song came out of a long late night conversation with Toman Diabate, after some of the terrorist attacks in Bamako. And Tomani's a very devout Muslim, but totally anti-violence, and we were just talking about the fact that we're all only here for a short time, and you have to make the most of it, and it doesn't make any difference whether you're of one religion, another religion, or no religion. That we're all the same, and we're all heading for the same place.
And we're all exactly in the same moment at any given time in life.
Yeah, so
that's what I got from the song as well. Let's play a bit of it. Thanks very much, Mark. I'm so looking forward to this tonight. What a treat. You're playing at least one other gig I know of. You're playing in...
Yeah, this time around it's just the 2 gigs up here. Didn't have time to... It's with
Right, this should go connected.
Bluetooth connected.
Right, we're going to play Walk a While from Revolutions Go in Circles. Thanks, Mark.
Looking out the window on a rainy afternoon, letting my mind wander and my fingers find